Berlin, April 1945. The final days of World War II. The city is collapsing under the weight of endless artillery, smoke, and fear. Buildings are shattered skeletons. Streets are filled with rubble. The sound of explosions echoes like thunder in the distance, and every corner carries a scent of dust, smoke, and death. The Soviet Red Army is pushing forward relentlessly, block by block, in one of the most violent urban battles in human history. For the soldiers fighting, survival is measured moment to moment. For the civilians trapped inside the city, hope is almost gone. In the middle of all this destruction, a Soviet tank crew advances through a battered Berlin neighborhood. They had just survived a brutal firefight. One so intense that some soldiers still have ringing in their ears from the thunder of the guns. As the dust settles, they begin searching nearby houses for enemy soldiers, weapons, or survivors. In one of the bombed-out buildings, the soldiers discover a small group of German troops hiding in the basement. They are young, far too young. Most look barely old enough to shave. Among them is one particular boy, thin, pale, shivering with fear, only 18 years old. He doesn't look like a soldier. He looks like someone who was forced into a war he didn't understand. As the Soviets pull the prisoners out into the open, one soldier notices something. This boy's hands. Not rough, not hardened by labor or weapons, but smooth, delicate, almost elegant. The Soviet soldier raises an eyebrow. These are the hands of an artist. Inside the house they had just cleared, an upright piano stands against a wall. Its front is cracked, dust covers its surface, and yet, somehow, the instrument has survived the bombings intact. One soldier nudges the boy toward it. "Du spielst Klavier?" he asks. "Do you play the piano?" The boy hesitates, then nods slowly. A strange silence falls over the room. War does not usually pause for music, yet here, for a moment, it does. Then the Soviet soldier gives an order that chills the blood. "Sit," he says. "Play." And after a pause, "When du aufhörst, du stirbst." If you stop, you die. The boy's eyes widen. His breath trembles. His fingers twitch. But he obeys. He sits down slowly, his hands hovering over the chipped piano keys. His heart is pounding so loudly he can barely hear anything else. Outside, the sound of tanks and gunfire echo through the streets. He presses the first key. Then another. Then another. At first, his playing is shaky. There's fear in every note, exhaustion in every movement. But soon, something awakens inside him. His fingers find patterns, memories fragment of the songs he learned throughout his childhood. And suddenly, the piano begins to sing. Hours begin to pass. The room, once filled with tension, becomes strangely calm. The Soviet soldiers sit, listening. Some smoke. Some lean against the broken walls. For the first time in days, the chaos of war is replaced by music. He plays Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, melodies he remembers from lessons, from concerts, from quiet evenings before the war turned his world into ruins. But the boy is fighting a losing battle with his own body. His fingers cramp. His arms shake uncontrollably. His back aches. His stomach growls with hunger. Tears run down his face, falling onto the keys. Still he plays, because he knows the moment he stops, he dies. Outside, gunfire continues. Inside, the piano becomes his last resistance, his last prayer, his last voice. 7 hours pass. Then 8. The soldiers grow, strangely quiet. Never in their lives had they experienced something like this. Music in the middle of hell. The boy is beyond exhausted. He can barely feel his hands. His vision is blurred, his body trembling. His breath is shallow, ragged. He tries to continue. He tries to push through. He tries to survive. But finally his strength leaves him. His hands fall away from the keys. His body collapses forward, landing on the piano with a dull, heartbreaking sound. The music ends. Silence fills the room. The Soviet soldiers rise slowly. Their faces show something unexpected. Respect, even sadness. One of them places a hand gently on the boy's shoulder. "Korosho," he whispers. "Well played." For a moment, the boy looks up. His eyes are swollen with tears. His chest rises and falls with desperate breaths. He thinks, just maybe, this moment of humanity will save him. But war is not a place of mercy. Two soldiers take him by the arms and lift him to his feet. They lead him outside into the cold Berlin air. The street is quiet, filled only with the distant echoes of battle. He is too weak to resist, too broken to speak, too tired to even beg. He stands there, trembling. The Soviets form a line. A rifle is raised. The boy closes his eyes. And then, gunshots tear through the silence. The young pianist collapses onto the rubble-covered street. Another casualty of a war he never chose. Another life stolen before it could begin. His final concert, his final breath, his final moment. All lost in the ruins of Berlin. Yet his story survived. A British pilot later heard this account from a Soviet soldier who witnessed it. Deeply shaken, he wrote it down. It was eventually recorded in the biography Fly for Your Life, where the world first learned of the unnamed boy who played for 8 hours and died with music still in his heart. Why does this story remain so powerful? Because it reminds us of something essential. War does not just destroy armies. It destroys talent, dreams, youth, futures. It kills artists, musicians, poets, and children. It wipes away beauty. Yet beauty still tries to survive. In the middle of a city on fire, in a room filled with enemies, in a moment where death had already chosen him, an 18-year-old boy created music. Music that softened the hearts of soldiers. Music that paused the war, even for a moment. Music that has outlived the man who played it. His name is lost to history, but the echoes of his piano are not, and as we remember him, we remember the truth. Even in the darkest moments of humanity, there is still something fragile, still something beautiful, still something worth remembering. This was the Pianist of Berlin, his final concert, his final story, and his final sacrifice.